Boom! What's up, 4Runner Nation? Today, we are installing this cabin air filter from 4Cam Engineering on the 5th Gen 4Runner. Alright guys, you might be wondering, what is a cabin air filter? I will tell you, it's an air filter for your cabin. I'm serious though. This is an aftermarket air filter for the driver's side and passenger side of the 5th Gen 4Runner. And since this is an activated charcoal filter, that's what this is right here, it's going to filter out 99% of the dust and debris that's coming up under your bumper when you're doing 90 miles an hour on a dirt road and a bunch of dust is coming up and it's just coming up under the bumper and it's coming up under there. It's gonna filter all that crap out, right? This is increasingly more significant when you have like a high clearance bumper and it's all open under there, which is what we're gonna do next on Jade. Spoiler, yeah, I ruined the build surprise, but whatever. I don't even care anymore. The point is, if you're gonna do a high clearance bumper or you wanna breathe better air, you're gonna need one of these by this company, 4Cam Engineering. All right, let's jump in. All right, I just wanted to give you guys a closer look at the actual air filters themselves before we get these installed. So you can see on the bottom, that's the 3D printed cap that 4Cam Engineering produces, and then they kind of retrofit a whole factory Toyota air filter housing with this activated charcoal filter right there. So that's what they ship these with right now, is the activated charcoal. However, they are working on a stainless mesh that is non-serviceable, which is a good thing, means you don't ever have to service the filter. Right now, you do have to service these filters. It comes with extra filters that you can service. And again, they are redesigning that to be a stainless mesh filter, so you never have to service it again, which is pretty rad. And they look really nice, so pretty stoked to get these on. Before you get started on your install, you're gonna need something to set your bumper on. So I'm gonna use this super rad blanket I got from Sayulita, and that's what I'm gonna set the bumper on. This is the inside of your rear fender well, and to get these clips off, I just use 2 screwdrivers and just kind of pop them out. Boom, just like that. Then you have a few 10 mils you want to loosen. You have a few inside the fender well and then one just below. Once you have all the clips and the bolts off, you can just grab onto the inside of your bumper and pull out. Like that's not even on there anymore. You're gonna want to take that one off, but mine's broken. And this guy, and you can see all these 10 millimeters right here. I usually undo those with just a ratcheting wrench because I have accidentally torqued those off with an impact on my last 4Runner because I was being an idiot, wasn't being patient. So just loosen them off with a ratcheting wrench and then come back with a driver or an impact or whatever, and then you can loosen it. The last 2 bolts on the bumper are going to be right here and then one on the passenger side. You want to start by just kind of grabbing the bottom and kind of like working it around. A bunch of clips are going to pop. That's normal. Welcome to working on your Toyota. You're not breaking anything. You're just pulling off kind of like where these little clips snap into the little grooves on the other side. So you kind of see I'm just like working it all the way around. Just kind of start to pull it off. Make sure all your nuts, all your bolts, all your clips are off. And if you kind of like work it around and feel a tight spot, you might have forgotten something. So you're also going to need to pull that little clip off right there. It's like a little cover for where the hood latches right there. But pretty much ready to pull this thing off. Just make sure it's all off. Mine is off. So once you know it's totally off, you can lift it up over that latch. Boom. And boom. Just like that. Bow. It's done. So this is the factory air filter on the 5th Gen 4Runner, and this little flap right here isn't doing you too many favors. It's letting air in and it's letting air out. So when you shut your door, you can see that it's pushing air out, right? So you need these filters for many reasons, right? One, so you don't blow your eardrums out when you're shutting doors. Not like that would really happen, but you get the idea, right? Pressure builds up and it needs somewhere to release. That, and this is supposed to prevent all the dust and debris from coming into the cabin, right? And all you have to prevent that dust and debris is this chintzy little flap right here. So we don't need that anymore. We're gonna take that out. And now we're gonna take off the filter. You don't need to take that off to take off the filter, but to get the filter off is pretty easy. You just kind of like pull down on this housing right here. You kind of start to break those little clips in there. There's 4 clips that hold this filter on. You can push those down like that. You can do the top or bottom. Doesn't really matter which one you're doing, but whatever. And it's off. Now, before we install the new 4Cam Engineering air filters, we're going to clean this off a little bit, just to make sure that air filter seats properly right around the rim of this filter housing right here. Don't need to clean that much, but whatever, you get the idea. Oh yeah, dang boy, see how clean that is. All right, cool. Just so you guys can see how crappy this filter is compared to this filter, I just wanted to show you guys a little back-to-back comparison right here. This is the factory filter with a massive gaping hole, and this is the new 4Cam Engineering activated charcoal filter with 3D printed housing and these little directional slots right here to increase the prevention of dust and particles and debris entering into the Toyota. That's it. So we're going to say goodbye to that, and we're going to install these new ones. See these little clips right there? Those are going to lock this edge against the edge of the filter housing, and that's it. Pretty sweet design. So I want to make sure that these directional vents go in the rear, and they are both the exact same. Oh, there's holes at the top and holes in the back, and should just be able to push that straight on. Gonna have to use a little bit of force to get it on there. Wow, that's it. That was pretty simple. You just push it on and it's clipped in, it's tight, it's not going anywhere. Oh yeah. When you're putting your bumper back onto the 4Runner, just gently set it down on top of the frame rail back here, and then just make sure you're not scratching your tail lights with this edge right here. So I kind of caught an edge, but I didn't scratch my brand new Alpha Rex Alpha Black tail lights. Pretty sick. So just make sure that, you know, super careful, because you don't want to scratch your tail lights. Kind of am scratching right there. Hard not to leave any marks, but just take your time. There's a little clip in there. And just see where everything lines up. You might have to pull on the inside of his lip right here to get it to easily fold back over. See how I did that? Fold back over and then into place. Same thing on this side. That little lip on the inside back here is not super big, but it does help if you just slightly pull on it. So it pulls out a little bit, and then you funnel it back over into the channel. And then everything else snaps into place pretty easily. All right, boom. That was it. The 4Cam Engineering air filter on the 5th Gen 4Runner. this was the activated charcoal air filter. That's what these are, the replacement filters. And although this is a good idea, they are going with an even better design, and that's going to be their stainless steel, their mesh stainless steel design. So we may upgrade to that one in the future. Needed to fix that. We may upgrade to that in the future. But for now, I mean, we're going with this one. And yeah, I think it's a good idea because we're going with that high clearance bumper in the rear for the 5th gen 4Runner, and a bunch more dust is just going to come up underneath because there's not as much coverage with a high clearance bumper. I also think it's a good idea if you live in a dusty area with dirt roads, or you're on Forest Service roads, or you're in the desert smashing your truck a lot, going super fast, and a bunch of dust is coming up underneath. Obviously, you understand the whole point of it is to reduce the amount of dust coming into the cabin. And I think that these are going to do just that. So go check out 4Cam Engineering. They're on Instagram. They got a website. You can go buy this stuff. It's $129 for a kit. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments section below. I'll do my best to get back to you guys. And that's it for now. Peace.